Hello, friends, good day thinkers and readers. Welcome to English Minds, where words breathe deeper meaning. Today, we unlock the power of literary tones, the tools that shape poetry, drama, and prose, from metaphor to motifs and irony to allegory. These terms are not just definition; they are the very DNA of literature. Let's explore the language behind the art. Let's read smarter. Let's think deeper. Let's begin without delay. The Bloomsbury Group. Word right. The very first question, the Bloomsbury Group derived much of its intellectual ethos from which Cambridge philosopher known for emphasizing the value of friendship. Option B. G.E. Moore. An exclusive intellectual circle that centered on the house of the publisher Leonard Woolf and his wife, the novelist Virginia Woolf. Leonard Woolf and Virginia Woolf. In the district of London, round the British Museum known as Bloomsbury. In the district of London, round of the British Museum known as the Bloomsbury. It flourished notably in 19th century, and included, besides the Wolves, the economist Lord Keynes, the biographer Leighton Strachey, and art critic Roger Fry and Clive Bell, and the painters Vanessa Bell and Duncan Grant, as well as others. The group owed much to the Cambridge philosopher G.E. Moore and the importance he attached to the value of friendship. G.E. मूर की पुस्तक प्रिंसिपिया एथिका एथिका 1903 ने ब्लूम्सबरी ग्रुप को गहराई से प्रभावित किया, खासकर उनके गुडनेस एंड फ्रेंडशिप को प्राथमिकता देने वाले विचारों को. एंड बर्टन रसेल, although a contemporary thinker, Russell was more engaged with logic and analytical philosophy than the moral aestheticism of the Bloomsbury groups. And Russell was logical and analytical. Alfred North, though influential the process philosophy, his ideas were more technical and scientific. As a Ayer was associated with logical positivism, and came later than the Bloomsbury group's peak. Next. The Bloomsbury group was predominantly active during which of the following decades? Answer option B, 1920s. While the group began forming and meeting in the earlier 19th century, their most active and influential period was the 1920s. They continued to meet and discuss ideas throughout the 1930s. but the core group in their primary impact occurred in the 1920. 1910, while the Bloomsbury group began forming and laying the ground back for their interaction in the 1910s, particularly with the death of Toby Stephen in 1906. Their true rise and prominence came in the following decade. 1930, although they continued to meet and discuss ideas into the 1930s, the 1930s was not their peak period of activity and influence. The 1920th century is generally considered to be their most impactful decade. Next. Which of the following personalities was not directly associated with the Bloomsbury group? Option C. T.S. Eliot. एलियट आधुनिकतावादी तो थे, लेकिन ब्लूम्सबरी ग्रुप से प्रत्यक्ष रूप से जुड़े नहीं थे. एंड एसोसिएटेड विद लेटन स्ट्रेची, बायोग्राफर एंड ब्लूम्सबरीज belong to the Bloomsbury group. And Roger Fry, associated as art critic, जिसने ग्रुप में एस्थेटिक को आकार दिया. एंड वेनिसा वेल, एसोसिएटेड वर्जीनिया वुल्फ की सिस्टर और विजुअल आर्टिस्ट. नेक्स्ट. The term bombast in literary discourse refers to high-sounding language with a little meaning. Option C is the correct answer. Inflated and high-sounding language with little meaning. Bombast, लंबी चौड़ी बातचीत करना means like थोथा चना बाजे घना, ऐसा. I think language inflated with high sounding meaningless word. bombast का अर्थ होता है बोली या लेखन में अतिशयोक्ति, हाइपरबोलिक, जो अक्सर निरर्थक होती है. His grandiloquent speech had no substance. And understand poetic expression. Example to irony and rhythmic blank verse. This is a poetic form. And language full of metaphysical conceits. This is called metaphysical poetry. Next. So option C is correct answer. Next. In the context of dramatic literature, bourgeois drama typically engaged with option B, middle class characters and their social struggles. Bourgeois drama, a term widely used to describe the modern realistic drama dealing with the problems of the middle class characters and their social struggles. मध्यवर्गीय जीवन की समस्याओं, संघर्षों और मूल्यों पर केंद्रित होना. मध्यवर्गीय समाज की यथार्थवादी प्रस्तुति. This is called bourgeois drama. The supernatural and mythical themes romantic drama or classical drama. And royal and aristocratic dilemmas related to Shakespearean or classical tragedy. Shakespearean and classical tragedy. एवेंटग्रेट एक्सपेरिमेंटल फॉर्म, यह आधुनिक प्रयोगवादी रंगमंच से जुड़ा हुआ है। नेक्स्ट, द टर्म बर्लेस्क derived from Italian burla denotes a literary form that's burlesque means तमाशे का, हास्यजनक कृति, हंसी उड़ाना, लैम्पोन, मॉकरी, पैरोडी। trivialize serious subject through comic imitation, ऑप्शन बी। बर्लेस्क एक साहित्यिक तकनीक है जो किसी गंभीर विषय की हास्य इमिटेशन के माध्यम से आलोचना या व्यंग करती है। बर्लेस्क exaggerates and parodies objective realism, deals with accurate unembellished representation. And embrace lyrical profoundly. This is lyrical poetry. Merit of lyrical poetry critiques bourgeois society with naturalism. This is naturalistic fiction or realism. Naturalism, realism. Realism. Next, identify the literary work is not an example of burlesque. Burlesque derived from the Italian word burla, meaning ridicule or mockery. Ridicule, I hope you understand. Ridicule or mockery. प्रश्नों की गंभीरता को समझें आप लोग और वीडियो को ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा शेयर करें। ये लोगों के लिए हेल्पफुल है, आपके लिए, एग्ज़ाम के लिए। एंड it's in its wider sense, it is used for any literary composition of dramatic representation which aims at producing laughter by the comic treatment of a serious subject or the ridiculous imitation of a serious work. The notable examples of burlesque are Chaucer's Sir Topaz, Chaucer, Sir, G-O-P-A-Z, S, not Z. And Fielding's का Tom Thumb the Great, and George Miller का The Rehearsal, and Butler's Hudibras. Chaucer, Sir, and Fielding, Tom Thumb the Great, and George Miller, The Rehearsal. रिहर्सल का स्पेलिंग भी पूछता है, आप लोग ध्यान देंगे। REHEAR, रीहियर, SAL, रिहर्सल। एंड बटलर, हुदीब्रास, आई थिंक सभी लोग जानते होंगे इसके बारे में, हुदीब्रास। नेक्स्ट, identify the literary works that is not an example of burlesque. मैंने इसके पहले भी वीडियोस डाली हैं इसके फर्स्ट सीरीज की, ये सेकेंड है। आने वाले टाइम में काफ़ी सीरीज है इसकी, कंप्लीट लिटरेरी टर्म्स करवाए जाएंगे, वो भी एकदम ऑथेंटिक बुक से और ऑथेंटिक सोर्सेज से, और आपके एग्ज़ाम के लिए बेनिफिशियल, नॉट अ टाइम पास। Identify the literary works that is not an example of burlesque. अभी सबको बताया है मैंने, आप लोग इस पे गेस कर सकते हैं. वर्ड्सवर्थ का प्रिल्यूड नहीं है. चौसर का सर टुपास है बर्लिस्क. यह पैरोडी करता है रोमांस ट्रेडिशन का. रोमांस ट्रेडिशन का करता है पैरोडी. एंड फील्डिंग टॉम थम द ग्रेट बर्लिस्क. क्लासिकल हेरोइक प्लेस का सटाराइकल इमिटेशन. क्लासिकल हेरोइक प्लेस satirical satirical imitates. And Butler Hudibras Puritanism एकदम शुद्ध सादा. Of civil war politics. Puritan means pure. Of civil war politics. This is a comic treatment. That's it. Next, Byronic hero. The Byronic hero as a literary archetype is best characterized by which of the following attributes? Option C, melancholy, cynicism and existential despair. क्वेश्चन के नेचर को आप लोग देखेंगे तो खुद समझेंगे. आई होप यू आर सिंसियर स्टूडेंट, सिंसियर स्कॉलर, सिंसियर पर्सन. Byronic hero, he is a vain. What? Vain. Disappointed, melancholic, cynical man. Melancholic, cynical man. Who finds no good in life or love or anything. No good factor in life, in love, in every situation. Byronic hero often होता है aligned, self destructive, morally ambiguous, जैसे कि बायरन का चाइल्ड हेरोल्ड. बायरन का चाइल्ड हेरोल्ड, HAROLD. Pious and dutiful conduct. This is a quality, merits of classical heroes. Pious है, dutiful है. And optimism and romantic idealism. No. बायरनिक हीरो तो एकदम डीपली स्केप्टिकल होता है और आइडियलिस्टिक तो दूर दूर तक वो होता ही नहीं है. अल्टरिज्म एंड मोरल क्लैरिटी, यह विक्टोरियन एथिकल हीरो की विशेषता है, न कि बायरनिक. विक्टोरियन एथिकल हीरो. सो ऑप्शन सी इज करेक्ट आंसर. नेक्स्ट, कैडेंस, आरोह अवरोह, लय ताल. Which of the following best describes cadence in literary reading or performance? Option C, the rhythmic rise and fall of the voice. Intonation. Cadence refers to natural flow or modulation of speech, especially in poetry and dramatic reading. Poetry and dramatic reading. General modulation of the voice in reading. General modulation, as it is एग्जाम में पूछता है. Modulation of the voice in reading. The thematic closure of stanza. ये structural element, not cadence. The semantic progression of a metaphor. This is an internal logic. And the syntax of enjambed lines. Enjambment. Next, chronicle play. A chronicle in literary work uses refers to early records or event arranged chronologically. Option C. A prose or words account of historical events in chronological order. क्रॉनिकल या एक फैक्चुअल या सेमी फैक्चुअल हिस्टोरिकल नैरेटिव होता है, जैसे हॉलिंसेट क्रॉनिकल. वृत्तांत, इतिहास वृत्तांत. अर्ली रिकॉर्ड. क्रॉनिकल एग्जैक्ट मीनिंग अर्ली रिकॉर्ड. Early records. Of events arranged chronologically. That's it. Next, the Cavalier poets were prominently associated with the reign of Cavalier poets, a name given to a large group of poets owing to their association with the court of Charles I. The three famous names are Cavalier poets: Thomas, Carew, Sir John Suckling, as it is क्वेश्चन पूछ लिए जाते हैं एग्जाम में. Suckling and Richard Lawless. The main influence acting upon them were those of Ben Jonson, is less important, of John Donne. The Cavalier poets to some extent resemble the Restoration poets who appeared after the restoration of the monarchy Charles II. Some of the best poets of Charles I's reign, notably Herrick and Marvell. Herrick and Marvell. Andrew Marvell. Share some of the qualities of the Cavalier poets. The royalist supporter of Charles I during the English Civil War. They are all high-headed, Abhimani, Laparwa, Cavalier, Ghurtsawar, Aswarohi, and famous Thomas Crew, Sir John Suckling, Richard Lawless. Minor कौन? Ben Jonson and John Donne. They are all minors. John Donne. And reign of Charles I. Belong Charles I. And Charles II, Restoration, Monarchy, Herrick and Marvell. Charles II. Next. No. Charles II, he came after the Restoration in 1660. Cavalier poets were active earlier. Queen Elizabeth, 1558. 1558 to 1603. Long before the Cavaliers. And Charles I reign 1625 to 49. This session is time taking but very beneficial for you all. And their poetry reflected loyalty to the crown, courtly love, and hedonism. Hedonism means Sukhavad. James II had his reign 1685 1688. Post dates the main Cavalier poets movement. पोस्ट डेट में कौन? हैरिक एंड मार्वेल. एंड एकदम पीक पे कौन? थॉमस क्रेव, सकलिंग एंड रिचर्ड लॉलेस. एंड माइनर बेन जॉनसन एंड जॉन डन. दैट्स इट. नेक्स्ट. विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग वॉज नॉट अ प्रोमिनेंट कवालियर पोएट? अरे इसको तो सब बता देंगे. बोलो बोलो. जॉर्ज हर्बर्ट. Option D. Herbert was a metaphysical poet, not cavalier. Known for his devotional works, The Temple. Not associated with the cavalier sensibilities. And Thomas Crew, cavalier. He was a courtier and lyricist under Charles I. Sir John Suckling, cavalier poet, famous for his witty quote. ये courtier, lyricist and Suckling, witty quote. And Richard Lawless, cavalier poet, known for his patriotic poem. क्या नाम है उसके पोएम का? The Two ALTHA, from prison. I hope you are all getting the point. And next question. The Cavalier poets were heavily influenced by, किससे थे प्रभावित? Ben Jonson to a lesser extent, and John Donne. Ben Jonson classical clarity and wit heavily influenced Cavalier style, while Donne metaphysical complexity and marginal impact. Edmund Spenser and the Spenserian were Elizabethan and more allegorical, formal in tone. Yes. Then option B is correct answer. And John Milton and metaphysicals. Milton's serious tone and metaphysical theology differ significantly from Cavalier sensibilities, and Shakespeare and Elizabethan dramatists, while influential, generally dramatists did not define Cavalier poet aesthetics. So option B is correct answer. Next. Which of the following poets to active during the Caroline period is only partially aligned with the Cavalier tradition? Herrick and Marvell. Herrick is considered a Cavalier poet through his religious and classical tones so divergence. Religion and classical tone so divergence. Andrew Marvell blends. Mixer. Metaphysical and political tones, making his alignment patriarchal. Good. And Suckling and Lovelace, they are quintessential. देखो भाई, ये भी क्वेश्चन, ये भी वर्ड मिस स्पेल्ड में आता है. QUINTESSENTIAL. And Cavalier poets, Milton and Donne, they were metaphysical and Puritan leaning, not Cavalier at all. Spenser and Marlowe, they are Renaissance Elizabethan figure. भाई साहब, रेनेसा भी आता है, तो आप लोग इसको भी देख लो. RENAISSANCE, या तो ENC कर देगा या एक S मिस कर देगा. देन 2 क्वेश्चन आपके मिस स्पेल्ड से भी बन गए यहाँ से. इतना इम्पोर्टेंट है ये. नेक्स्ट. Caesura is the poetry. In poetry, it's best described as option D. A pause in a line dictated by natural rhythm, not meter. A pause in caesura, यति या छंद में विराम कहते हैं इसको. A pause in a line of words dictated not by metrics but by the natural rhythm of the language. हिंदी में बताऊं, यह कविता में भावात्मक या भाषिक ठहराव का बिंदु होता है. Caesura is a rhythmic pause in a line, either metrical or natural, often marked by punctuation like comma, dash. but more fundamentally based on syntactic and emotional pacing. Next, canto. Next, canto is a long narrative poem. Canto means sarg या कांड. Exact meaning major division of a long poem. Major division जैसे epic. Major division. Division of a long poem. इसमें भी दिया है a major division or section in a epic or long poem. Canto from Italian for song is a large division on a long poem or epic, much like a chapter in a novel. Dante Divine Comedy, 100 cantos. The thematic symbol recurring across stanza called motif, not canto. Motif. And a stanza with a fixed metrical pattern called stanza. The concluding envoi of a ballad refers to a short concluding. Envoi refers to a short concluding stanza. Next, caricatures. A caricature in literature refers to ऑप्शन बी a representation. एग्जैजरेशन की भी मीनिंग आप लोग देख लीजिएगा, इसका भी पूछता है मिस स्पेल्ट में. एग्जैजरेटिंग सर्टेन फीचर्स फॉर रिडिक्यूल. Caricature uses exaggeration of traits for comic and satirical effect. यह एक व्यंग्यात्मक तकनीक है जो पात्रों की विशेषताओं को हास्यास्पद रूप में प्रस्तुत करती है. Caricature, a representation of characters whose prominent features are so exaggerated और डिस्टॉर्टेड तो भाई वोकैब में बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, एज टू रेंडर इट रिडिकुलस. मीन्स उपहास चित्र, हास्य चित्र, विकृतीकरण, हास्य चित्र बनाना आप लोग जानते हैं. Cartoon. The term carol is typically associated with कैरोल मीन्स प्रशंसा गान, गुणगान करना. ईसाई भजन भी इसको बोलते हैं. ऑल्सो कॉल्ड क्रिसमस कैरोल. सॉन्ग्स फॉर प्रेज ऑफ जॉय, स्पेशली अ क्रिसमस हिम. ऑप्शन बी इज करेक्ट आंसर. कैरोल refers to a festive song traditionally associated with Christmas या आनंदपूर्ण भक्ति गीत होते हैं. A poetic lament for a fallen hero that called elegy or epic lament. Elegy or epic lament. A somber elegy performed during war. Call a dirge, dirge, or threnody, threny, ody. Joyous, जानती हैं, carol, a romantic sonnet praising nature. Pastoral poetry. That's it. Next. Caroline age. The Caroline age in literary history denotes option C, Caroline, the reign of Charles I and refinement in poetry. Timing period 1625 to 49. Refers to the rule of King Charles I. This age saw cavalier poets, religious verses, and political tensions leading to civil war. यह एक सांस्कृतिक और साहित्यिक संक्रमण का समय था. This age, Caroline is the age of Charles I, 1625 to 49. Caroline is taken from Carolus, and in Latin it means Charles. Caroline. Carolus. C-A-R-O. Carolus. L-U-S. L-O-L-U-S. Means Charles. The Enlightenment period under George I. The alliance with the Augustan age, not Caroline, Augustan age. Next. Catharsis. Catharsis, a concept central to Aristotle's theory of tragedy, refers to catharsis means the purgation of emotion of pity and fear aroused by the action of the tragic hero. Emotional purgation of pity and fear, option C. Greek word, catharsis. Greek word, catharsis, Kathameras, K-A-T-H-A-R-S-I-S. मीन्स यह दर्शकों के भीतर करुणा और भय की भावना को उत्पन्न करके मानसिक शुद्धि प्रदान करता है. जैसे पैराडाइज लॉस्ट ही मान लो, कथा में रस क्या, एपिक में रस ले लो. सैटर्न नेगेटिव कैरेक्टर एंड एडम एंड ईव पॉजिटिव कैरेक्टर. फिर जब अच्छा करो तो पॉजिटिव मीन्स फियरलेस एंड नेगेटिविटी देन नेगेटिव रिस्पॉन्स. Then emotional purgation of pity and fear. दर्शकों के भीतर अच्छा करने का अच्छा फल प्राप्त होना और बुरा करने का बुरा दंड मिलना, ऐसा भावना जो उत्पन्न होता है उससे मानसिक शुद्धि को प्रदान करता है। नेक्स्ट, in classical tragedy, the catastrophe is defined as catastrophe, pralay, the tragic conclusion of a play or narrative. Option C, the tragic downfall or conclusion of the narratives. Catastrophe from Greek word catastrophes, KATASTROPHE, means tabahi, is the tragic ending where the hero's downfall culminates. जैसे हैमलेट की मृत्यु या एडिपस की आत्मचेतना. And the opening scene that introduces conflict, this is known as prologue or exposition. This is prologue. Or exposition. And the moment of reversal, peripeteia. Peripeteia is the turning point but not the final disaster. This is only turning points. And the comic relief that follows a tragic climax. Comic relief is used for emotional balance, but it is not the catastrophe. So option C is correct answer. Next, comedy of manners focuses primarily on humorous depictions of aristocratic society and its courts. The comedy genre is especially popular in the Restoration age. Satirize upper class behavior, not middle class or bourgeois class. Etiquette and romantic intrigues. Etiquette भी स्पेलिंग में पूछता है, स्पेलिंग एरर में ETIQUETTE, etiquette and romantic intrigues. जैसे कॉन्ग्रीव की द वे ऑफ द वर्ल्ड, विलियम कॉन्ग्रीव, द वे ऑफ द वर्ल्ड. The moral struggle of peasants that's seen in pastoral or realistic drama. Fantastical element in everyday domesticity that align with magical realism. And romanticized history and folklore. This is more romantic drama, not satire based comedy, means more romantic drama. Then comedy of manners, the realistic comedy of intrigue, regularly amorous, and of witty and sophisticated members of an aristocratic society. Next, a chronicle in literary tradition is Option C, a record or event in chronological orders. Vrittant, itihas vrittant, early record or events arranged chronologically. Chronicle, Greek words chronos, CHORONS, means time. Is historical record in sequential order, जैसे शेक्सपियर की हेनरी फोर्थ is based on Holinshed Chronicles. A mythic narrative devoid of time references, chronicles are time anchored, unlike myth. Next, Cavalier poets are chiefly associated with option C, Royalist poets under Charles I who valued elegance and loyalty. Next, chorus in classical Greek theatre. Functioned as option C, a collective voice providing commentary and emotional tone. In Greek tragedy, example Oedipus Rex, Oedipus Rex. The chorus represents societal conscience and offers moral, philosophical reflection. यह नाटक के भावनात्मक और नैतिक पक्ष को उजागर करता है. Chorus. A company of singers and dancers, an Athenian drama participating or commenting on the action. Next, in literary uses, क्लिच. क्लिच मीन्स चलन से बाहर हुआ मुहावरा, घिसा पिटा. Is best defined as a glitch is a phrase, image, or idea on striking but now still due to excessive repetition. Time heals all wounds. Everyone wounds. And option B is correct answer. An idea or phrase that has lost impact through overuse. Excuse me. As brave as lion. Honesty is the best policy. So on. It lacks originality. Glitch. Phrase or expression often admirable when coined, but worn by overuse. Next. A newly coined expression or neologism. This is a definition of neologism, not glitch. A metaphor with symbolic complexity. This refers to an archetype. Or extended metaphor. And a form of satire against authority. This refers lampoon or parody. Lampoon or parody. Next, the literary device climax refers to option B, the moment of greatest intensity in the narrative, often resolving the central crisis. Option B, climax point in a play or narration at which the crisis reaches its peak and resolution follows. The moment of greatest intensity and the narrative often resolving the central crisis. Climax is the narrative peak, that turning point of highest tension, often leading the resolution. Example: Macbeth killing Duncan. Macbeth killing Duncan. Or Hamlet confronting his fate. Hamlet confronting his fate. Next, द फाइनल डिनोमे भी पूछता है भाई, इसका भी स्पेलिंग आप लोग याद रखना. द फाइनल डिनोमे ऑफ और एपिलॉग. डिनोमे कम आफ्टर द क्लाइमैक्स. द फाइनल डिनोमे और एपिलॉग. नेक्स्ट, डिनोमे कम आफ्टर द क्लाइमैक्स. Which structural position does climax usually occupy in Freytag's pyramids? German dramatist Gustav Fried's model consists of option C, climax. First, exposition. Second, rising action. Third, climax, the peak. Fourth, falling action. And last, denouement. One, two, three, four, five. ER एक्सपोजिशन, पहले पोजीशन बनाओ, फिर राइजिंग, पोजीशन के बाद इंसान का राइजिंग ही होता है, फिर क्लाइमैक्स ऊपर ही जाता है, फिर एक बार पतन निश्चित है नीचे ही आता है जो बैलेंस नहीं बनाता, फिर डिनोमे. क्लाइमैक्स एट द एपेक्स, फिर आपकी कहानी का निर्णायक मोड़ आता है. डिनोमे मीन्स क्लाइमैक्स at the apex. At the apex. Next, closet drama. A closet drama is distinct from conventional drama because Option B. It is composed for reading rather than theoretical performance. A closet drama, it meant to be read, not staged. Drama to be read rather than performed. इसका साहित्यिक मूल्य अधिक होता है, न कि मंचीय प्रस्तुतिकरण. A play usually in verse, designed to be read rather than acted. Designed to be read rather than acted. Notable examples are Seneca's tragedies, Milton's Samson Agonists, and Shelley's The Cenci, the CENCI, and Browning Pippa Passes. And some poetic dramas as Tennyson, Beckett, and Browning Stratford are sometimes called closet drama because though meant to be acted, they are more successful as literature than an acted drama. Next. Which of the following plays is a notable example of closet drama? Option A, Samson Agonist by John Milton. It is a verse drama modeled by Greek tragedies, written for private reading, not performance. Milton himself declared it a tragedy not intended for the stage. Dr. Foster by Marlowe was actively performed and intended for the Elizabethan stage. And Walpole by Ben Jonson. The satirical comedy was performed at the Globe Theatre. And Waiting for Godot by Samuel Beckett. Through static in action, it was always meant by theoretical performance. So, option A is correct answer. Next. All of the following are examples of closet drama except The Cenci, Pippa Passes, Samson August. Option C, Macbeth by William Shakespeare. This is not closet drama. Next. The term chorus in classical drama refers to a group of performers offering commentary on the play of action. Option C, Geeti Vrinda. A group of performers offering commentary on the play's action. In Greek drama, the chorus comments on a moral, emotional, and thematic undercurrents. They acted as a collective conscience or interpretive guidance for the audience. company of singers and dancers in Athenian drama, participating in or commenting on the acts. This is chorus. Next. One of the defining features of Cavalier poets is option C, light-heartedness, wit, and loyalties to monarchy. Cavalier poet Lovelace Suckling, emphasizing carpe diem, seize of the day. Carpe. Elegance, courtly love, and royal elegance, especially to Charles I. Their poetry was graceful, witty, secular. Next. The Caroline period is named after which monarch? Option B, Charles I of England. The Caroline period 1625 to 1649 is the name after King Charles I, Carolus in Latin. It was marked by stylistic refinement, courtly poetry, and conflict leading to the English Civil War. Which among the following critiques is not directly associated with the Chicago School? Option D, Not of Fire. A play usually in Chicago critiques, a group of critics associated with University of Chicago who in 1955, 52, not 5, published Critiques and Criticism. Critiques and Criticism. And criticism. Also used the mean of follower of the group. The Chicago critics developed theories about the history of criticism and about the practical criticism of literary texts. Among the Chicago critics are Ronald S. Crane, Elder Olson, Richard Macon, and Van Booth. It is Crane, Macnon, one remaining, Elders, also. Next. Tennyson, Beckett, and Stratford are considered closet dramas because they are written in prose rather than verse. No, despite being designed for performance, they are more successful as literary text. इसके पहले हमने जिक्र किया है. Next. Both works are dramatic in form but read better than they perform. Their intellectual depth, introspective monologues, and rhetorical design suit a reading audience, not live stage enactment. This is the hallmark of closet drama. Next. In a comedy of intrigue, narrative focus primarily on comedy of intrigue, गुप्त प्रेम संबंध. So option C. Complex plot, disguises, and manipulations. A comedy in which the manipulation of the action by one or more characters to meet their ends is of more importance than the characters themselves are. Background is less important than ridiculous situation, plots within plots, disguises, mistaken identity, unexpected meanings. Example: Shakespeare's Comedy of Errors is a play which impossibilities for confusion are multiplied by the use of twin brothers who have twins as sisters. Ben Jonson Epicene is also an example of comedy of intrigue. The comedy of intrigue thrives on scheme, deceptions, and elaborate plot devices. Plots are fast moving, with emphasis or clever twists, mistaken identities, and trickery, common in restoration comedies and works like those of Mallory and Johnson. Ben Jonson. Next. Which of the following plays best exemplifies the comedy of intrigue? Option C by Ben Jonson. Known as a Silent Women. Is a model of comedy of intrigue filled with complex plot, deceptions, and gender-based disguise. It is emblematic and Johnson's satirical genius. Next. The comedy of menace, a term popularized by David Campton, refers to play that the comedy of menace is a term first used by David Campton, which denotes a kind of play in which characters feel that are threatened, and this fear or the menace become a source of comedy. Harold Pinter, The Birthday Party. Option B. Create humor through threats, fear, and psychological unease. Coined by Campton and later associated with Harold Pinter, the comedy of menace produced laughter laced with anxiety. It portrays ordinary settings where threats looms and characters are menaced without clear cause. It reflects post-war existential dread. Next. Derive laughter and slapstick and caricature. This is burlesque. Prohson and focus on partial misunderstanding, comedy. Satirize domestic ideals with melodramatic flares, called domestic satire or melodrama. Next. अरे अब तो ये ओपन क्वेश्चन है. Harold Pinter, The Birthday Party is a key example of the comedy of intrigue. No, this is comedy of menace. Yes. The Birthday Party showcases Pinter's signature blend of menace and absurdity with ambiguous threats, unresolved tension, and power plays in language. It is a landmark in the genre. Next, the primary function of comic relief in a tragic drama is to temporarily reduce emotional tension. Comic material interested in a tragic or serious work to relieve tension, as the Porter speech in Macbeth. In tragic drama, particularly in Shakespearean tragedy, example, the Porter scene in Macbeth, comic relief is used immediately after high tension scenes to let the audience emotionally decompress. The heightens the impact of the surrounding tragic events. Through contrast, it aligns with Aristotelian catharsis indirectly by providing momentary psychological relief. Next, which of the following scenes serves as comic relief in a Shakespearean tragedy? Option C. The Porter speech in Macbeth. The Porter scene in Macbeth is the classic example of comic relief in a Shakespearean tragedy. It occurs immediately after Macbeth's murder of King Duncan, serving to distract and relieve the mounting tension. The Porter's humorous and body speech about hell and the knocking at the gate provides momentary comic relief, enhancing the tragic mood. Next, a conceit in literary terms refers to a highly intellectual metaphor showing an usual comparison. A conceit is a complex metaphor that establishes a striking comparison between two vastly different objects or ideas. Jordan, for example, is known for his metaphysical conceits, where he compares the soul to the compass in A Valediction Forbidding Morning. A Valediction Forbidding Morning by Jordan is an example of intellectual and unusual comparison. And emotional outburst without structure. An emotional outburst may reflect the character reactions, but it unrelated to conceit, which is specifically a literary device for metaphysical comparison. A traditional poetic form following fixed rhyme. A traditional form refers to a specific structure like a sonnet, but a conceit is not defined by it. Next. In literature, a convention is widely accepted structural or stylistic device. Literary conventions are established rules or traditions commonly accepted in the given literary tradition, such as the use of chorus in Greek tragedies or the sonnet form in poetry. They are predictable patterns followed by authors and expected by readers. Next. The literary term crisis denotes Option C, a turning point where conflict reaches critical intensity. In classical narratives, the crisis makes a pivotal moment. Moment where the central conflict of the story intensifies, leading to a climatic change in the plot. It is often a moment of high tension before resolution or catastrophe. Didacticism in literature refers to option B, the moral or instructional purpose of the works. डायडेक्टिज्म का मतलब है लिटरेरी वर्क्स जो मोरल या इंस्ट्रक्शनल पर्पज के लिए लिखे जाते हैं, जैसे कि एसेप्स फेलिस का या पिलग्रिम प्रोग्रेस। Didactic literature, literature designed to teach. Didactic and or to profound the direct terms or a doctrine or system of ideas. Thus Spencer declared that the Fairy Queen was meant to fashion a gentleman in virtuous and gentle discipline, but the poem may be inspired for its imaginative vision without much regard to its didacticism. And it's the same true with Bunyan Pilgrim's Progress. In 18th century, much poetry had a least didactic lessons, such as Pope's essay on criticism, his essay on man. Next. This is the best defined as option B, a secondary storyline that deviates from the main plot. डिग्रेशन का मतलब है कि टॉपिक से हटकर किसी और डायरेक्शन में जाना। ये सेकेंडरी प्लॉट या थीम्स को डिस्कस करता है, जैसे होमर ओडिसी में होता है। नेक्स्ट, डिसोसिएशन ऑफ सेंसिबिलिटी। अ टर्म कॉइंड बाय टी.एस. एलियट। पहला क्वेश्चन यही से टर्म ही पूछ लिया जाता है। refers to option B, the separation between intellectual reasoning and emotional expression in poetry. Means matter, intellectual and emotional expression, intellectual reasoning and emotional expression. टी.एस. एलियट का कहना है कि जॉन डन जैसे पोएट्स के काम में थॉट और इमोशन का एक अच्छा फ्यूजन होता है था, पर मॉडर्न पोइट्री में दोनों का सेपरेशन हो गया। टी.एस. एलियट यूज द फ्रेज टू पॉइंट आउट अ कैरेक्टरिस्टिक फॉल्ट ऑफ द पोइट्री ऑफ द latter 17th century. Its opposite It is unification of sensibility, which also Eliot uses the distinguish good poetry from bad. By this latter phrase, Eliot means, in his own words, a direct sensuous apprehension of thought or a recreation of thought into feeling. When this happens, as in a poetry of Chapman or Donne, the steal its way into the reader's heart. It is this union of the two that constitutes poetic sensibility, but when that poet's thought is unable to convert itself into feeling, the result is dissociation of sensibility, a split between thought and feeling, and therefore bad poetry. Means पृथक्करण और संवेदनशीलता. Next, which poet is primarily associated with the concept of dissociation of sensibility. The concept of dissociation of sensibility is primarily associated with the The Metaphysical Poets. The Metaphysical Poets by Eliot. Eliot argued that the author of the era of metaphysics poets, 16th and early 17th century, a separation occurred between thought and feelings. What thought and feelings? Rational and emotional. As separation occurred between thought and feelings, he believed that the metaphysical poets, particularly John Donne, demonstrated a unified sensibility where thought and feeling were intimately connected. Eliot contrasted this with what he saw as a later decline in the poetry, where thought and feeling became detached. Doggerel refers to option B, a comic or trivial verse of irregular meter, often a poor quality. Worthless verse. Doggerel exact meaning: worthless verse, a burlesque verse in which Butler's Hudibras is written. Example: Butler, Hudibras. Unworthy. अ कॉमिक डॉगरल वो पोइट्री है जो इरेगुलर मीटर में लिखी जाती है, इरेगुलर मीटर. और ट्रिवियल या कॉमिक होती है, मतलब तुच्छ होती है या हास्यपूर्ण होती है, जो अक्सर पुअर क्वालिटी की होती है. पोइट्री दैट इज कैरेक्टराइज्ड बाय ऑकवर्ड रिदम, इरेगुलर रिदम और ऑकवर्ड वही है जो इरेगुलर होता है ना. सिंपल और नॉनसेंसियल रिदम and often a trivial or uninspired subject matter. It's essentially considered bad poetry or verse used for humorous or satirical purpose. Next, a dramatic monologue. A poem in which a single character reveals their thoughts and feelings, usually an audience. Option B. A poem in which a single character reveals in speech, in own character and situation, and it is addressed to someone. Example, Browning my last Duchess. Browning my last Duchess. इसका भी स्पेलिंग पूछता है, DUCHESS। इसका तो वो भी पूछता है ना, ड्यूक, डचेस, वो मैस्कुलिन एंड फेमिनिन वाला। ड्रामेटिक मोनोलॉग एक ऐसी पोइटिक फॉर्म होती है जिसमें एक कैरेक्टर अपने थॉट्स और फीलिंग को एक्सप्रेस करता है, यूजुअली ऑडियंस के लिए। Which of the following is an example of dramatic monologue? ऑप्शन बी पहले ही जिक्र हुआ, माई लास्ट डचेस बाय रॉबर्ट ब्राउनिंग। माई लास्ट डचेस एक क्लासिक ड्रामेटिक मोनोलॉग है। व्हाट? क्लासिक ड्रामेटिक मोनोलॉग, जिसमें ड्यूक ऑफ फेरा, ड्यूक ऑफ FERRA अपने वाइफ के बारे में अपनी फीलिंग्स और थॉट एक्सप्रेस करता है। द रावण बाय एडगर एलन पे। द रावण एक नरेटिव पोएम है जो एक मोनोलॉग है, बट नॉट ड्रामेटिक मोनोलॉग। एंड द लव सॉन्ग ऑफ J. Alfred Prufrock बाय T.S. Eliot, स्ट्रीम ऑफ कॉन्शियसनेस की पोएम है, स्ट्रीम ऑफ कॉन्शियसनेस। एंड द वेस्टलैंड एक कॉम्प्लेक्स मॉडर्निस्टिक पोएम है, कॉम्प्लेक्स एंड मॉडर्निस्टिक, बट नॉट ड्रामेटिक मोनोलॉग। नेक्स्ट, ड्रामेटिक persona is a play refers to list of the character in a play. Exact persona, person, list of the characters in a play, list of a characters भाई इसको देखने के बाद कहीं आपको और देखने की ज़रूरत नहीं पड़ेगी, बट टाइम टेकिंग तो है, मैं ऐसे आंसर नहीं बता के निकल सकती। ऑफ characters in a play, a list of characters in a play typically found at the beginning of the play. Option B is correct answer. ड्रामेटिक पर्सोने एक लिस्ट है जो प्ले के कैरेक्टर्स को इंट्रोड्यूस करती है, जो अक्सर प्ले के बिगनिंग में ही होती है। नेक्स्ट, ड्रामेटिक आयरनी occurs when व्यंग्योक्ति बोलते हैं इसको, द वर्ड और एक्ट्स ऑफ अ कैरेक्टर इन अ प्ले कैरिंग अ मीनिंग अनप्रिसीव्ड बाय हिम और अदर कैरेक्टर but understood by the audience. Option B, a character's speech meant to directly contradict the events on stage. No. Option A, the audience knows more about situations than the characters in the play. Dramatic irony, the words or acts of a character in a play carrying a meaning unperceived by him or other characters but understood by the audience. ड्रामेटिक आयरनी तब होती है जब ऑडियंस को कोई ऐसी इंफॉर्मेशन होती है जो कैरेक्टर्स को नहीं हो पाती, जो उनकी डिसीजंस को अफेक्ट करती है। नेक्स्ट, ड्यूस एक्स मकीना। Supernatural agency in an epic or a mock or heroic epic means God from machine. God from machine. Supernatural agency. Sorry. Supernatural agency. इसके पहले के भी क्वेश्चंस आप लोग जरूर देख लीजिएगा। इन एन इपिक, ये इपिक में भी हो सकता है। एन क्यों लगाया? बिकॉज इपिक, दिस इज पार्ट ऑफ आर्टिकल। एन इपिक और मॉक इपिक और हेरोइक पोएम, हेरोइक पोएम में भी हो सकता है। A divine or supernatural intervention. Option A, that resolve the plot conflicts. ड्यूक्स मकीना का मतलब है जब सुपरनेचुरल इंटरवेंशन या डिवाइन फोर्स का यूज होता है प्लॉट के कन्फ्लिक्ट को रिजॉल्व करने के लिए। ट्रेजिक फ्लॉ इन द प्रोटागोनिस्ट कैरेक्टर, यह हैमर्सिया को रिफर करता है। ड्यूक्स एंड एक्स मकीना से अलग है ये। अ कैरेक्टर सडन मोरल एपिफनी, ये कैथारसिस या एनाग्नोसिस को रिफर करता है। अ फॉरशैडोइंग डिवाइस यूज्ड इन ड्रामेटिक प्लेस, ये फॉरशैडोइंग से रिलेटेड नहीं है। दिस इज नॉट रिलेटेड टू फॉरशैडोइंग। नेक्स्ट, सो ऑप्शन ए इज करेक्ट आंसर। अ बर्लेस्क is literary terms is best defined as a humorous imitation that exaggerate comic effect. Option B. Next, caesura refers to a pause in a line of words dictated by metrical rules. Explanation पहले दिया गया। A canto in poetry is a major division of a long poem. A canto is a major division of a long poem or epic. It's similar to chapters in a novel. A caricature is defined as an exaggerated portrayal of characters, states, or to ridicule. This is repeated. In literary context, a carol, yes, carol or chorus. Different. What is difference between these words? A joyful hymn often associated with Christmas. Option C is correct answer. A carol is traditionally a joyous hymn or song often associated with Christmas and celebration. Next, the term Carolinage is used to designate the literary period during the reign of option C, Charles I, 1625 to 1649, चार्ल्स सेकेंड, कैरोलिन एज, चार्ल्स सेकेंड के रेन के दौरान नहीं, चार्ल्स फर्स्ट के रेन 1625 to 1649 49 के इसके दरम्यान. एंड ओलिवर क्रॉमवेल का टाइम INTERREGNUM, ये भी भाई मिस स्पिरिट में पूछता है, का पार्ट है जो कैरोलिन एज. दिस इज नॉट फॉर कैरोलिन. एंड जेम्स फर्स्ट केरियन को जैकोबियन एज भी कहते हैं. नेक्स्ट, the word Caroline is in Caroline age is derived from which Latin term? ऑप्शन सी, कैरोलस. कैरोलिन एज का टर्म कैरोलस से आया है जो चार्ल्स का लैटिन वर्जन है. नेक्स्ट, कैथारसिस, the purgation of emotion such as pity and fear. Next, the catastrophe in classical tragedy signifies. Option C, the final resolution of or downfall of the protagonist. And last question today, the comedy of manners is chiefly characterized by. Option C, sophisticated dialogues and satire of aristocratic social norms. कॉमेडी ऑफ मैनर्स में सोफिस्टिकेटेड डायलॉग होता है और एरिस्टोक्रेटिक सोसाइटी का सटायर होता है. दैट्स इट. Thanks for watching. I hope you like this video. Keep revising, keep rising. For more high yield content, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. See you in the next session. Until then, stay tuned, scholarly. Thank you.